The Wobleless story by founder and CEO Nicholas Ramirez. Give him a round of applause.
Good morning. How are we today?
Good.
Yeah. I'm the founder and CEO of Wobleless, and I'm super excited to give y'all a little insight about my story as an entrepreneur today. So let's get into it, shall we?
Yes.
So what makes you an entrepreneur? This was a question asked by the 1 Million Cups Foundation in order for me to be in front of you guys today. And I was dumbfounded by my answer because I didn't even know. I knew that I was an entrepreneur, and I knew that I always wanted to be one, but why? I just like eating glass every day? So after doing some soul searching and finding out some things about myself through this presentation, I'm excited to share some things with y'all today. So most people say that their story starts the day that they're born. Well, mine actually starts the day right before. This was the day that my mother got divorced. But it's not all sad, because she ended up remarrying, and I grew up with my two dads. Now, I'm sure we're all familiar with the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yes.
I got to live this, and I got to experience this firsthand. So through my rich dad, my stepdad, who grew up in a white column house with an emerald chandelier, but was a hardworking man, he taught me a couple things, such as how to fight for others and stand up for what I believe in. He taught me how to make choices fast and effectively, as well as shake a hand, tie a tie, and wear a suit. And then there was my poor dad, my biological dad, who grew up picking cotton, as well as the water was never quite hot and the pillow a little too hard. But he taught me a huge thing about my heart. He taught me to see the whole picture, that it's not always just about you, as well as how to understand that people have much more and much less than you, and how to empathize with these people and bring them into your soul and your circle. So it was through these great men that I learned to lead with both my heart and mind, and might I add, as an entrepreneur, that is both equally important. So this brings me to my escape. In my young adult life, I skateboarded a lot. So I'm originally from Texas, so going down these hills on beautiful sunsets was absolutely freeing to me, and it brought me great solace and joy. But there's a couple key problems about skateboarding. One being that it's dangerous, and that's a given fact. It's scary to get on a board and to try something new, as you all know. So there's something called speed wobbles. Now, I've had my fair share of run-ins with speed wobbles, as of many skaters, but my one key instance was when I was skating down in Texas, coming down a hill. And might I add, speed wobbles occur when there's an oscillation difference between a rider's balance and a skateboard. So as you're moving forward, you're using more momentum, and it's using more leverage from side to side. Once this starts to be in an unbalanced state, it causes a wobble that persists and persists. And without the proper training and resources, you will fall. Now back to my little story here. I actually fell because of speed wobbles and shattered both of my wrists. As you can imagine, that sucked. So walking home with 2 broken wrists and a skateboard under my arm to just go get a lecture was not very fun. So after getting my bones reset, I put my skateboard away because I was scared. I was discouraged, unempowered. So fast forward through high school, I ended up coming to UCCS here in Colorado Springs, 1,000 miles away from everything I've ever known. And it was very apparent to me that everything is downhill in Colorado. It's just a lot. So it was beneficial for me, in order to get to work, school, class, as well as just have a good time, to pick my skateboard back up and try again. So it was through this that I just tried. And month after month, I got better and better, until I wasn't. It happened once again, speed wobbles. And this time, I had fallen again after months of training, and I only sprained my wrist, which is fantastic. But there was another key difference with this: how I felt. When I hit that ground, I was angry. I was upset, because after generation and generation and generation of innovation, why did we skip over skateboarding? We went from wooden wheels to polyurethane, but we couldn't fix speed wobbles? What's up with that? So then, laying on the ground right there, I had an epiphany, my aha moment. Well, if somebody's not going to do it, why not you? Why can't I? So I went home and I started my research. I found that 60% of riders experience speed wobbles, 25% end up just flat out quitting, and 15 to 12% end up breaking a bone in the process. This is unacceptable. Why do we have to learn from others' mistakes, but not our own? Why can't we just help the next generation, as we've done with every other innovation? So with that, I bring you the brainchild of Wobleless. We keep the smiles rolling and we keep the fun engaged. What Wobleless is it is a adaptation for your skateboard that sits on the bottom, and it allows riders to feel empowered. It allows you to stay on a board. This is a 3D printed model of version 1, and as you can see, it uses hydraulic cylinders that push pressure upwards in order to stabilize a rider, requiring them to use less balance on top of the board. So version 2 addressed a couple key differences. It just made it shorter, it made it more accessible, and this is fully modular for all types of skateboards as well. So, who can we help here at Wobleless? Well, we can help the new rider, the person who's afraid to even start, and they have just this anxiety. We can help cure that anxiety by giving them power. We can help the cool dad who, even though he's getting up there in age, he just wants to keep on riding with his son at the skate park. We can also help the worried mother who bought a skateboard for their son or daughter and is now worried that they're going to hurt themselves, as all mothers worry. And the unempowered and discouraged. Much like I mentioned earlier, I was extremely unempowered and I was extremely discouraged when both of my wrists were shattered. So helping people not feel that way is what we're trying to achieve here at Wobleless. So I ask you, the community, for a couple of key things. I ask that y'all bounce some ideas off me. I am always looking to the community to get a better idea of what y'all need so I can make the best product for us. As well as I need to secure manufacturing opportunities either in the States or out of the States. I have no preference on each, and I'd love to talk about that with y'all. As well as finalizing my research and design, and again, getting those ideas bounced off y'all. So I leave y'all with a quote and a statement. So the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, by Eleanor Roosevelt. And then my statement would be, as entrepreneurs in this room, it's not about how we fall, but it's about what companies we create to help stay on top, which is what we've done here at Wobleless. And if you would like, this is my website for more information on myself as well as my business. Thank you so much for your time.
Give him a round of applause. Awesome.